Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to tonight's live. Okay. Hello, everyone. As you join, share emoji. I want to know how you're doing today. So, share your favorite emoji to just show me how you're feeling. Um, Tonight, I am going to talk about my book, Surrender to Healing Conquering Breast Cancer with Faith, Gratitude, and Confidence. I want to share with you some insight into the book and why I wrote the book. So, if you want to take a few seconds, I will start shortly and go ahead and share this with your family, your friends. Share this with anyone that you feel may, just want to learn more about my book as well as about me. So that's what I'm going to share tonight with you. And we will get started shortly. So I was just sharing this. I'm sharing it as well. Okay. So we'll get started shortly. Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Um, Drop your favorite emoji. Let me know how you're feeling with the emojis tonight. Let me know how you're feeling. And we will get started shortly. I just want to give a chance to let a few more people join, and then we will get started. While we wait, I'll introduce myself for those of you who may be joining me for the first time. I'm Latoya Cooper. I am a speaker. I'm the author of Surrender to Healing. I am also an advocacy coach as well as a breast cancer survivor. So tonight I'm going to share with you, um, provide some insight into my book, Surrender to Healing Conquering Breast Cancer with Faith, Gratitude, and Confidence. And I'm going to share with you how I came to write the book and just, offer some details about the book. Also, I want to share with you as well that I am launching my book tour. My first stop is October the 21st, Saturday, October 21st. It's in 2 weeks at the Sister Shop in New Jersey. So I'll share the link, but make sure you come on out and join us. And it's going to be a great time. It starts at noon and it's from noon until 2. It is a author talk back as well as a book signing. So I will be signing books on the spot, and you could pre-order your book or your bundle prior to attending and show up, and it will be there waiting for you when you arrive. So, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump into my book. So I wrote this book. It's from the perspective of me as a survivor from receiving the diagnosis. Well, actually, it was before I received the diagnosis, just some things that I was going through and I experienced that led up to the diagnosis. And then I share about actually receiving that moment when I received the diagnosis, the feelings and emotions that I was going through, share the treatment journey where I had chemo, surgery, and radiation, and also some post treatment as well. So I talk about my journey, but I share it from the perspective of someone going through it. And I wrote the book after I completed the journey. So it was in post treatment where I wrote the book. Um, some of the material from the book actually came from my journal. I kept a daily journal while I was going through treatment. It also helped me in terms of the memory when I was experiencing memory loss due to the chemo treatments. So I wrote this book because I wanted to help other women in their families going through this. If someone that is diagnosed with breast cancer, family member, friend, this book will really help them. It serves as a guide and a support because as I share the journey, I also share insight and questions to ask, questions to consider asking, I should say. And one of the important things for women who are diagnosed before the age of 40, if you're of childbearing age, I should say, because you can still be of childbearing age in your 40s. So let me correct myself on that. But for women who are of childbearing age, there are options when it comes to your fertility. One of the things my doctor shared with me was my oncologist, she shared with me that they didn't know how chemo would affect my fertility. So I dedicate a chapter in my book about this, about the fertility preservation options that are available, because that's one of the topics that's not talked about. Believe it or not, when women are diagnosed with breast cancer, not all doctors share this information about fertility preservation options. And if you don't know the question to ask, you may not receive the chance or even know it until after you finish treatment and you're trying to conceive. So that's one of the things I want to share. And I'm not saying that chemo will actually stop you from becoming pregnant, but it's that unknown factor. So you want to make sure that that you do have your options and you know all of your options when you're going through treatment. So I share that in the book. I also share information about how to talk with your medical team, how to communicate with them, because you're going to spend a lot of time with your medical team. You're going to spend a lot of time with the doctors and nurses. There are going to be numerous appointments. I mean, I probably went to over 100 appointments in a year. It was a lot of appointments. And the key piece that will help you along the way is communication. I'm telling you, communication is big, because not only are you talking and conversing with your doctors, you also want to make sure each of the doctors that are playing a role in your treatment, they know what's going on, and you want to make sure they're talking to each other. So I share information about that on just giving a perspective of how best to communicate with your doctor, but also how you can have your advocates to help communicate with you. And I also share the importance of why you need an advocate with you at every single appointment, someone to help guide you and support you, because receiving a cancer diagnosis is hard. It's really hard. It's emotional. Um, it's indescribable. And you're going to go through so many different ranges of emotions over the time of receiving the diagnosis, all the way until, post treatment. And even afterwards, you're still going to experience, you could still experience things. So I wrote this book just from that perspective of how best can I help someone else going through this, especially for someone who may be diagnosed and they don't have a family history. If this is your first time or your first experience, or someone who is not directly related to it. So this book will help not only you, but also your family. And so I share questions to consider, as I mentioned, fertility questions to ask as well, some options that are available for you. And also, it provides just support to navigate through the process. So, one of the things that I can say about the book is that from the comments that I have received is that the book is very helpful, but not only can it be used for a breast cancer diagnosis, it can be used for any diagnosis. Some of my readers have said that. They said, hey, even if you're not going through anything, this book provides just support to get through life, period, life trials, just to remind you to stand on your faith, to know who you are. That's getting in touch with your identity, to make sure you know who you are, and also to just to be grateful for another day. Just be grateful for the moment, and to be grateful for the things that you have in life. So I enjoy hearing the feedback from the book. So I wanted to come on here and share with you so you can understand a little bit more about the book as well. And just in case you had any questions prior to purchasing the book. So the other thing I want to share is that, again, so I mentioned who the book is for. It was written by me from the perspective of a breast cancer survivor, a breast cancer patient. And this book will help breast cancer survivors, people who are currently going through treatment, newly diagnosed, and those who have gone through treatment, as well as family members. Because sometimes on the outside looking in, and when I say outside, I mean family members, we may not always understand what that person is experiencing as they're going through treatment. They may look fine, they may look like they can do all the activities in the world, but rest is key and it's important. So it gives you the perspective of, how best to approach the situation, things that you could help the I don't like to say patient, some would say survivor, because each day you're moving through this, you are surviving it, but ways that you can help not only the survivor, but also their immediate family, those who are right there with them in their household family, as well as the children. So I provide guidance on that as well. And why you should purchase this book. So this book, it actually helps with life challenges. Anything that may pop up in your life, it will help you. It provides guidance to just help you to just stay grounded and rooted in who you are, but it also helps you to release some of those things that are not for you or not good for you. And I also provide guidance on how to start forgiving, how to forgive people so you can help have that inner peace, the clearing out your heart, the clearing of your mind, the clearing of your soul, those things that will allow you to have that inner peace so that you can experience that greater love and that greater joy, that internal self love. You know, sometimes we allow things to grab hold of us, things from our past to grab hold of us and to keep us in a place of sadness or in a place of um I don't want to say depression, but I'm gonna just go with sadness for right now because I can't get my thoughts all together. So this book actually provides that support. And that's one of the reasons why I named the book Surrender to Healing. It's because after being diagnosed, I realized that I wasn't going to be able to do this on my own. I was not going to be able to fight the fight of getting through cancer on my own. So I had to release it. I had to release the pain that I was feeling. I had to release the negative thoughts that was trying to infiltrate my mind. And I had to really lean on God and trust Him to pull me through this fight. So when we often think of surrender, we think of it as being, we're giving up, but that's not the case. Surrender is about giving over. It's about allowing God to work in your life and you following the path that He has for you. And you trust in Him to do what He's going to do. So when you think of surrender, the next time you hear the word surrender, just look at it from that perspective and just see how it changes in your life when you decide to give it over to God versus, giving up like, what, I'm not doing this. I'm over this. Like, just try giving it over to Him. So that's another thing. And then the book also shares just being grateful. One of the biggest things that I learned throughout this journey is just to be grateful. There's a lot, you receive a lot of support or there are a lot of people working to help you as you go through this journey. And one of the things is that you're interacting with the nurses who deal with, I mean, I can't even think of how many patients they deal with every day. And sometimes every patient is not nice. So just being thankful and say, hey, you know what? Thank you. I appreciate what you're doing. And although you may be going through something hard and traumatic, that thanks, that simple two words, thank you, can go a long way. I'm telling you right now, it can go a long way. And it also will help just bring clarity and light into your own life. So that's another reason why you should buy the book. Look, it's about gratitude. It will show you how to be grateful amid during adversity. It will also provide you with the steps on how to cultivate gratitude. Okay. For someone who may not, I don't know what gratitude is, or I'm not sure if I want to go that route, it will provide you some steps and guidance on that as well. And then the other thing, so I wrote some notes because I didn't want to forget anything. So I'm just checking out my notes, y'all. The other thing I want to say, this is probably one of the most important things, is that it teaches you how to love yourself from the inside out. And when you when you experience something like cancer or you experience a traumatic life experience, you sometimes feel a lot of anger and negativity, and your thoughts could be all over the place. Mindset is huge. How you see a situation, what you think about a situation, it can help change your life. It will change your life. I'm not going to say help, it will change your life. The other thing is it will allow you to release that negative energy that's inside of you. Because when things pop up, I'll share this for instance. When I first received the diagnosis, one of the first questions that popped up, like after I got off the phone with the doctor, was, why me? That popped up. And if for y'all that are watching, you know where the why me can lead to, right? It can lead you down this path of, did I do something in my past to cause this? Or maybe I did this one. Like, it can really take you on a rocky road. And I remember the Holy Spirit saying, you know what? we're not going down that hole. Like, you've already been released of all your past. You've already forgiven people in your life who have caused you wrong. You've forgiven yourself for anything that you have done wrong to others. Like, we're not doing that. We're not going to go down the why me path. So that's what I'm saying. It teaches you how to love yourself from the inside out, because when those negative thoughts start popping up, you can talk back to it. And that is so important, and it's a life changer, because negative thoughts will have you running rampant. But when you replace those thoughts with positive thoughts, it will help you to understand, okay, this is the path I need to choose. And also, not just replacing it, it will also show you of how you have been healed from your past when you allow yourself to be healed, when you allow yourself to surrender. So, as you can see, the title ties in with the book. The book is not just about breast cancer, it's about surrendering your life so that you can live with greater joy, with greater love, and so you can start healing, and you can forgive people, and you can also live from a place of gratitude. So I wanted to share all of that with you, just to give you greater insight on the book, on my book, Surrender to Healing, Conquering Breast Cancer with Faith, Gratitude, and Confidence. And one of the things I share with people, right? You know, if you purchase the book and you're like, you know what, I'm not conquering breast cancer, just put what you're conquering right here. Conquering what? With faith, gratitude, and confidence. And dive into the book and grab those nuggets, because they're there for you. So I want to check the chat to see if anyone have any questions, and I'm going to share some details, some more information about my book tour that's coming up. So I'm really excited about that. And thank y'all all for watching. Look, I see the comments going. Thank y'all for watching, for sending the hearts. So the first stop of my book tour is Saturday, October the 21st. It's at the Sister Shop at the Mills at Jersey Gardens in Elizabeth, New Jersey. So I'm excited to actually be on the road and out in person to talk about my book, to bring my book to others so that they can learn about not only the book, but also learn about what's inside the book. That's the big piece. Excuse me. So the book tour, the book signing tour is from 12 to 2. You can register at surrendertohealingbook.com. The event is free. However, I do offer two options where you can pre-order your book, as well as pre-order a bundle, which includes a book plus a handmade candle by me. And you have to show up at the event in order to receive these items. So if you want to purchase your book before the event, as well as the bundle, to ensure and make sure that you have your copy when the author talkback is over, you could do that at surrendertohealingbook.com. So I just wanted to share this information with you. Excuse me. Please share my flyer, my post about the book signing. Share it with all your friends and family. Let them know about it. And I appreciate all of you for hopping on here tonight and tuning into my live. And if you have any questions, if you're watching this now, you have a question, or if you're watching this on a replay, go ahead and drop a question in the comment, because I do come back to check to see if there's any questions on here. Yep. So if there is nothing else tonight, thank y'all all for joining me, and I appreciate you all. And I look forward to talking with you all soon. And I look forward to seeing y'all all in Jersey. Thank y'all. Have a good night. Thanks, Mama Burn.